Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome to Live Inside Little Brick Cafe. I'm Josh, this is Jay, and we would like to welcome you to another edition of the Deuce Vodka Nation pregame show. I don't know about you, Jay, but I really don't know in my long, strenuous life of being an Edmonton Oilers fan if I've ever been so positive. I don't know if it's the weather in Edmonton or if it's just a combination of everything, but I was driving here today and I was on a vibe. Like, I'm feeling good.
I just tweeted yesterday, like, apropos of nothing, buzzing, because, yeah, man, this is great. Spring is kind of in the air. Oilers are just a hot pistol at the moment. Go down 3-0. We all still believe they were going to come back.
Oh, and I know you did.
I was one of the fortunate ones to live bet that, and I saw on Twitter a lot of people live bet on that. So a lot of nation citizens made some money on that comeback, which was just so delightful to see.
Oh, yeah. Big time. And I feel like everyone, aside from the Oilers coming back and winning that game and picking up a big 2 points, if you're a bettor, I feel like you had a great night. Because I was going through Twitter, and it was just people cash in this, cash in that. You had a Cahoon goal.
Cahoon
had 2 goals.
2 goals. God, I would have bet 2 if it was available. No, I wouldn't have.
So I think the biggest thing we need to talk about right now is, as you can see, the number one headline on today's show is 8-2-0, hot, hot, hot. And what that means is, over the last span of the 10 games that the Oilers have played, stacked up against every other team in the 10 games they've played, the Oilers have the best record in the NHL. 8-2-0. No team is close to them. Well, Toronto is 7-2-1 in their last 10 as well, but no other team in the NHL is 8-2-0. The Edmonton Oilers, you're hearing this right, the Edmonton Oilers are the hottest team in the NHL right now. Jay, try not to shed a man tear, but wow.
Just going to hit decline on that call right there. I've got the luxury of having my phone connected to my laptop for reasons unknown, so I hit the decline button. So sorry, Wanya. That was Wanya calling, so sorry. I'll call you after.
He's probably not even watching the show.
Yeah, he stays off social media, except for on game nights when he's running Oilersnation Twitter, which is just an entertaining follow. I suggest you do so, which you probably already do because you're watching this show via Oilersnation social media.
Yes.
Jay, you're an idiot.
What were we talking about again?
Talking about how red hot the Oilers are.
The Oilers are red hot.
You forgot we're talking about the Oilers on the Oilers pregame show?
I was distracted thinking about Wanya running Twitter and just some of the stuff that he spews off during the games. It's very interesting. But, Jay, you look at this team, and I don't even really think you could contribute this to success to one aspect of the game. You know, we're getting great goaltending, we're getting depth scoring, and on top of that, Connor McDavid is staying supernova. Really, you could look anywhere and be like, yeah, this is the reason this team is so good right now. But if you had to pick one and say, yes, this is why we're 8-2-0, what do you think it is?
Well, you're right, because we're a different team from the 3-6 Oilers that we saw. And a lot of things that we were seeing is they had no control in the power play. They couldn't pass. We were so leaky defensively. And goaltending wasn't there. So all 4 of those things have been addressed to some degree, and on some nights, you know, have been red hot in all facets. So to point it onto one thing, probably just we're playing better defensively. Granted, we are still getting a lot of goals against. Our offense is red hot. One thing, geez, you know what? Screw it. I'm shifting because I've been thinking out loud. I've been walking this through with you. You know what, depth scoring has been huge. It's taking that pressure off, you know, the top guys to always have to perform, and they're already always performing. So that depth scoring just adds that extra gear that we didn't have, and that the fact that now that we're, you know, better in our own zone, defense are playing tighter, we are getting better goaltending, all that stuff is really kind of adding up to, like, making it is who he is. So
it's whacked me. I don't know how many times this season already. I shouldn't make it sound like it's a lot, but there's been 2 or 3 occasions where all of a sudden you're seeing stats where it's like, oh, this is the first game in 395 days that the Edmonton Oilers have won in regulation where Draisaitl and McDavid don't get a point. And it's just like, that just is such a good feeling. And then on top of that, I don't want to pump his tires too much, but Mike Smith has been playing unbelievable. With the exception of a brutal first period, and we should talk about this a little bit later on the show as well. I know we're gonna, but, you know, he likes to battle. Mike Smith is a battler, and that's the number one thing I like about him. And we know for a fact that the Oilers like that about him as well, especially that leadership group. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl. You almost get a sense that there's a little bit of just reassurance, and there's just like a fire that lights underneath this lineup when Mike Smith is in the net. I don't know. It's just good.
Well, it's infectious, right? So he comes, brings that fire, warrior mentality. He goes down 3, and he then stands in there and holds his shit together for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
That's infectious. That gives the team confidence. That allows them to put the pedal to the metal and gives them that kind of kick in the ass that they need to start performing. And boy, like from the second period on, like if it wasn't for all the goalposts for Vezina that game, like that could have been a blowout.
Yeah.
So it's that was just a magical night to see, kind of to go down 3-0 and then come back and win how we did, and just how it could have been even worse in terms of like we could have scored 7 or 8 goals.
Yep.
Crazy.
Dallas on Facebook says Oilers are buzzing. Taylor Gladue says hottest boys. People are just drinking the Kool-Aid.
The hot oily boys.
The hot oily boys.
Yeah.
People are drinking the Kool-Aid just as much as we are. As mentioned, the Oilers taking on the Vancouver Canucks tonight. Oilers currently second in the North Division, 13-8-0, 26 points. Vancouver, they're 6th in the North Division, 8-13-2 for 18 points. I think something that we shouldn't discount, Jay, is in such a shortened season, in such a congregated season where you're playing so much, do you almost think that there's an added positive factor to the fact that the Oilers haven't been playing so many overtime games? Like, we've only gone to overtime once, and that's important because look at some of these teams.
Yeah.
You're looking at even Montreal. They have 4 overtime losses. 4 overtime losses where I don't know how many times they've gone to overtime, but the Oilers, like other teams have played this many minutes in a certain amount of games. Oilers have only played this many because they're keeping it in regulation, which I love.
I'm sure that does have an impact, but it's also just you're just not giving the other team a point. Like it's you're really protecting your climb there by not giving the team the other point. As exciting as 3-on-3 is, especially Oilers 3-on-3, which is just sex on ice. The fact that we're avoiding it is fantastic because the nature of this season. Like if we're in Washington playing the Caps and we go to overtime and win and give them a point, who cares? But because it's set up the way it is, those points mean so much. So the way they're going about winning is so important.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the lineups for tonight's game. Still one kind of question mark surrounding it. As always, you're going to get McDavid, RNH, Puljujärvi, Cahoon, Draisaitl, Yamamoto, Kara, Ennis, Archibald. The fourth line is where there's kind of a question mark right now because there's one of two things that are going to happen tonight. We did hear this afternoon confirm that Ethan Bear is going to draw back into the lineup, which means one of two things. Either probably Chris Russell either comes out of the lineup or potentially Caleb Jones. And then as well, the other option would be Patrick Russell coming out of the lineup and the Oilers going with 11 and 7. Mm-hmm. So either the Oilers are going to dress 7 defensemen to get Ethan Bear back in the lineup, or one of those, probably the left side defensemen, is going to come out because they're not pulling out. Yeah. They're not pulling out Barry Larson or Bouchard. No. So one of the two things is going to happen. Either Bouchard's going to slide to the left and play the left slide with Ethan Bear probably, or Patrick Russell's going to come out. So it's a positive. Ethan Bear's back. Mm-hmm. Fan favorite. Love his game. Good two-way defenseman. And we'll have to see what happens tonight.
Yeah, on Real Life today, I was talking to Remchuk about this specifically. He thinks a good idea would be to move Larson to the left side and put Bear with him. And then take out one of Russell or
Caleb Jones. Yeah. Okay, Taylor Gladue is saying Caleb's out on Facebook.
All right.
Can you confirm that, Caleb, for us? We were just on Twitter. We hadn't seen anything about it yet. We know that Ethan Bear is coming in. We didn't see anything about Jones coming out, so please let us know if you know anything. Okay, let's talk about the Canucks. The Canucks, I believe, are starting Holtby tonight. I didn't even actually look at the lineups. Do you know? Are they starting Holtby?
I hope so. You pull it up.
Yeah, I'll pull
You're
it
the stats guy.
I'm on DFO. I'll pull it up right now. While I'm pulling it up, Jay. No, I just gotta find it.
Yeah.
I can't find it.
See, I went to the wrong page. Go to the starting. There's a starting goalies tab on Daily Faceoff, just so you know. It takes you right to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scrolling.
Uh-huh.
Mackenzie Blackwood is starting tonight for the Devils, if anyone's wondering. Scrolling. This is great TV.
Yeah, we're playing at 8 p.m., so we're the last game.
Oh, wow.
Demko, they're doubling down.
Demko confirmed.
Okay, they're doubling down on Demko for redemption.
Okay. Thatcher. He's looking to get peppered. Thatcher is looking to get peppered by McDaddy again.
Yeah, I expect. I just, the Oilers are on fire until they're not, and I'll keep believing that. So I just think we're going to come out buzzing again tonight. And yeah, Thatcher's in one.
Spen Hendo is saying nobody cares about the Devils. Sorry, I wasn't sure if anyone was playing fantasy. They wanted to know about Mackenzie Blackwood. On that note, let's just jump right into our Deuce mode player of the game.
Deuce vodka.
Deuce vodka mode player of the game. Do you have yours ready?
I do.
Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
Okay. Oh, damn it. This is insane! We tied 4 in a row!
Okay. No, I can't do it.
Just go. I can't do this.
No, we have to do it. We have to do it.
Okay,
one more. Yes!
Oh, God. That's okay. We tied like 20 times in a row.
All right. Okay, my Deuce vodka mode player of the game is going to be Jujhar Khaira, and I want him to enter Braden Brown mode. Do you know who Braden Brown is?
I do not.
I imagine that no one here is going to know who Braden Brown is.
Is he
but
a character on SpongeBob?
No, Braden Brown, I don't know if you saw this video, he's a low-key, semi-professionally trained MMA fighter that beat up an OU football player this weekend in a bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone saw that video.
That was David versus Goliath.
That was insane.
Yeah.
So that little MMA guy just beat the crap out of Spencer Jones in a bar bathroom. So I want Jujhar Khaira to enter Braden Brown mode and beat up Anton Roussel.
But Jujhar's a big character, so...
It doesn't mean stature. I just want him to just dummy him.
Yeah, that's fair. So well, as you can see, our minds are in sync today after the rock paper scissors battle royale. I also had Jujhar Khaira to enter Avenger mode to avenge Puljujärvi and tune up Roussel. Now the question is, will Roussel answer the bell? That's the thing you don't know. Because he's a bit of a rat. So now you're going to put me on the spot. Now I got to think of something completely different.
Think of a new one.
You
lost rock, paper, scissors, fair and square, which means I get to go first.
Yeah, so I want Ethan Bear to enter or come out of, I want him to exit a mode. Exit hibernation mode.
Good one.
He's been hibernating, been hurt. He is now exiting the den. He is back on the ice. He is hungry because he's been sleeping all winter.
Yes.
And he is going to come on the ice and he's going to feed. So I want Ethan Bear to have a great game tonight because you know what? It's good to have him back.
Yeah.
He got injured in the weirdest way possible, so you always feel crappy for that because that's he's sitting on the bench, got hit that puck.
In the dome.
Yeah, you just feel bad, and you want that guy to have a good season, so it's good to see him back. So that's
Ethan Bear was actually my other one. I was going to say I wanted Ethan Bear to enter Connor McDavid versus the Columbus Blue Jackets at Rexall Place mode. Do you remember his first game back?
Who doesn't?
His first game back from that injury when he scored that nasty goal.
Yes.
I think
well documented.
Potentially, Ethan Bear could score a goal just as good or better tonight.
I could totally see it. Ethan Bear's got some serious skill.
Okay, we got Dwayne Neufeld chiming in saying the Canucks, play on the word Canucks, are wearing their reverse retro jerseys again. They're 0-3 in them thus far. They look like a can of Sprite, so I'm not surprised.
That is accurate. I saw Koo made a nice Photoshop of that. That was excellent. And we're doubling down on our reverse retros, are we not? Orange pants are buzzing again. I believe in the orange pants.
Potentially the last time we see the reverse retros this season.
So Oilers go down 1-0 or 2-0, and I tweet, I still believe in the orange pants. And then Mark Spector jumps at me and says, makes a comment about, don't you think they remind you of pylons?
Yeah.
And I had to reply back and say no, because I believe when those things are buzzing, everyone goes blind. Yes. And what happened? They started buzzing. Canucks and Thatcher Demko especially went blind, and we started scoring goals.
Yeah, I don't think Thatcher Demko likes playing the Oilers or the reverse retros.
Yeah. Well, you gotta once again look good, play good.
Look good, play good.
Play bad. Look good. Look bad. Play bad.
Look good, feel good, play good. It's like when you're golfing. If you're wearing a dusty fit when you're on the links, you're gonna play bad. If you got your nicest polo on, you're gonna play good. That's just how it works.
Yeah, that's true.
As always, we're inviting you to be a part of the conversation. Chime in on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you're watching on. We got a question coming in from Blake here on Facebook. What player can we potentially compare Jesse Puljujarvi to? I got one that I could potentially look at. I've always thought, I think he's a little bit quicker on his feet than this player ever was. I always kind of looked at Jesse Puljujarvi as kind of like an Ilya Kovalchuk. Big body, can really get the puck off his stick quick, sniper mentality. I just always, whenever I see Jesse, I just think Ilya Kovalchuk.
Oh,
or like maybe like Marian Hossa.
Like you're talking like, no, Hossa's, wow. Geez, those are some, dude.
Ilya Kovalchuk.
Sure? Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
What do you I believe in Pool Party, but like Kovalchuk, crazy fast, crazy shot, like 50 goal guy.
You don't think Jesse could get 50?
Oh,
You're gonna have to say it right now.
Playing with McDavid, maybe he could as he evolves. So what do I compare?
Did Kovalchuk have 50 in a season?
Oh, I sure hope so.
Well, I'm gonna look it up right now.
Oh, I gotta talk this. You put me on the spot. That's a great question, by the way.
It's a great question.
I gotta do some more. I gotta do that as a takeaway. I gotta really think.
Kovalchuk had a lot of goals in the NHL.
Yes, like lots of goals.
52, 52, 42, 43. Yeah, he scores.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so who is it?
Well, don't put. I gotta think about it because I want.
I just spewed off. And
well, that's the thing. I don't want to say Wayne Gretzky. I don't want to go and reach as far as you did. I want to be really, really thorough and determined on this.
You just say it. I know who you're thinking.
You know what, actually?
I know who you're thinking.
Who am I thinking?
Mario Lemieux.
No, I'm thinking actually a young James Neal.
A young James Neal?
Young James Neal, who is like, so we don't know the Dallas Stars version of James Neal or the Pittsburgh Penguins version of James Neal, but he did a lot of his scoring off the rush or being set up as a trigger guy. That's kind of like, Puljujarvi loves to zip into the zone and shoot.
Yeah.
And he's a big body, can play in front of the net. James Neal likes to do that. So I think maybe a young James Neal would be kind of, he obviously clearly doesn't have the edge or the physical, like he uses his body, but I guess
James Neal used to be a nasty guy.
Yeah, he was nasty.
He would mix it up.
Yeah, and he would mix it up, and Puljujarvi is clearly a little afraid of the mixing up.
I don't know,
but he plays with the body. He plays with the body, and I love that. So that would be my pick. There. So you got to think of
Kovalchuk, a young James Neal.
Yeah.
For Jesse Puljujarvi. Keep chiming in on Facebook, throwing those questions at us. Jeff says, yes, he's just getting started. He's starting to fit in with the boys. And I think that we're starting to see some real good chemistry between McDavid and Puljujarvi. And if you had to ask me right now who I think in the next 5 years will play more minutes with McDavid, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, or Jesse Puljujarvi, I'd say Jesse Puljujarvi. And I'm not even thinking about a contract extension with Nuge at this point. I'm just saying, I think that Puljujarvi, if he continues at this rate, I don't want to get over myself here, but we could see Puljujarvi just really cement himself in this spot for years to come.
Oh, 100%, 100%. He's earned every second of ice time and opportunity that he's gotten this season, which is fantastic. He does. Because he plays hard and goes in the corners and throws his body around, that provides, that's a lot of value. That helps Connor, right?
Yeah.
Because that gets pucks loose, it does all that stuff. So that takes a lot of pressure off of Connor. So, and the fact that he'll go into the tough areas, he's a big body, he's still learning how to use it too, right? He's still got some ways to come, and he's already doing a great job with it. So I think that's a good call.
Dwayne Neufeld says, I kind of think Yam and Pool Party play a very similar game, except Pool Party has a better shot. I agree. Both players are really good at getting in on the forecheck. Interesting question coming in here from Alan. Do we need to add anything to our team at the trade deadline, or are we going to ride with who we have in the lineup? One thing that's been driving me crazy the last couple days, I keep seeing people bring this up. I have no idea why. Why are people trying to trade Tyson Barrie at the deadline? Have you seen any of this on Twitter? This is ridiculous.
Well,
they're not trading Tyson Barrie at the deadline.
If we think we're going for a deep run, the reality is I'm just trying to empathize with that, and that would be that they think he's not re-signing, so trying to turn him into something. That would be the only kind of rationale.
Yeah.
But if our power play is humming and he's a super important part of that, you don't want Nurse can come in and step in and be good. Yeah. But if they're buzzing with Barrie, running the point, and we actually truly like think we're gonna go on a run, and we're pretty hot right now. Like
Yeah.
I feel like there's a chance to get deep into the playoffs.
Well, the thing
then
is,
you need them.
Well, okay. So if you want to trade Tyson Barrie at the trade deadline, I don't know how long it is from the trade deadline to the end of the regular season this year, with the way it is with COVID and stuff. But okay, you're not going to trade him within Canada because you're not going to trade him to a team within your division. If you're going to try to trade him down south, he's going to have to quarantine, and he's not going to be ready for 2 weeks for any of those teams either way.
Yeah.
And then also, why would a team that is a contender, the same position the Oilers are going to be in at the deadline, trade for a guy that's going to be a UFA? Don't get it. I don't get it. So
rental.
Yeah, but if the Oilers aren't going to keep him as a rental that they have for free, then why would another team trade for him?
Yeah.
If he's a UFA.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
They're not going to leverage the future. It's different this year because you could say, oh, teams have done it in the past. Look at what, I forget who it was, the Coyotes did for Taylor Hall last season.
Yeah.
I just think it's a different situation this year, obviously, but...
I feel like you'll see some, because of the quarantine thing, you might see some teams move a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
But like...
I agree with that.
There is some interesting developments happening down south. Like I know a lot of us aren't paying attention. The NHL is only in the North Division, but
yeah.
Like Yaremchuk put an article out today on Oilersnation.com about how Nashville wants to maybe potentially blow it up.
Yeah.
And it's like Yossi, Rene, and Ellis or something, or like the three untouchables or something like that. It's like,
yeah.
But everyone else is available. It's like, and I'm just like looking, I go onto Puckpedia and I'm like, holy shit, like Victor Arvidsson.
Yeah, Victor Arvidsson.
4.25 million, like 3 more years on his deal. Like,
but
plays hard, if fast, trade, skilled.
They got to do it now.
They got to do it soon. But like, but we're playing, like we're playing good right now, right? So it's always tough to like mix that up. So you got to be very careful on that. But like if there's an opportunity to add like something that elite into the lineup, and we truly believe our window is opened, and we've got this 3-4 year window to really try to capitalize and win a cup.
Yeah.
So at some point you do have to make, and COVID might affect it this year just because of the whole quarantining thing. But like at some point you have to leverage the future to go on this run.
Oh, I've been saying this from the beginning that I don't think they should do it this season, but I think in the offseason, I think the Oilers should throw the house at Anaheim and try to get John Gibson. Mm-hmm. I know Mike Smith's playing really good this season. I don't want to say it's a one-off, but you're set up right now with McDavid and Draisaitl entering the prime of their career. They're on contracts that are going to be however many years they both have on it. I think you got to throw the kitchen at Anaheim to get Gibson. But well, let's not talk about that anymore. The Oilers are friggin' hot right now.
So hot.
And they're in the middle of a great run here.
Playing good. And you know what? One thing I wanted to mention, we were talking about like which element is it that you want to say that's really complementing why we're 8-2 in the last 10. Our third line is unreal.
Yeah.
Like it is unreal. They're playing so well. It's not that they're not scoring every night, but that's fine. They're playing so good. They're owning the play. They're cycling good. They're playing hard. Like they're just gonna keep contributing. Whether if they don't score, they're still gonna be a factor. Like the comeback of Jujar and Ennis, unreal. We always know Archibald was a gamer, so that's good. But like that line alone is a huge reason why we're as hot as we are.
Big time. Okay, let's talk money here. Oilers minus 141 on the money line tonight. Jay, what are you looking at for tonight's game? Your retirement bet? You got anything lined up?
I got a few bets, retirement bets. Obviously, I'm loving live betting the Oilers, so hopefully they don't go down. But if they are, I'm going to be loading that up. But tonight, I think tonight I'm going puck line tonight.
Yeah.
I'm feeling the puck line. So that means Oilers minus 1.5, so win by at least 2.
Plus 170.
Plus 170. So chasing a little bit of the juice, but I feel like it's there tonight. The other thing also is Bagmelk's really hot on a Barrie goal, and I think I can subscribe to that because Barrie's been hot and he hasn't scored of late, but given the being the quarterback of the power play, he is always in a position to be able to score. So him to score a plus 530, throw a couple shekels on that. But then the thing that I'd really kind of go a little bit heavier on is Tyson Barrie to get a point is playing minus 111, which is basically plus 100. Like
free money.
That in my opinion is really good value considering how good and consistent Barrie has been points wise in the last 15 games. So I feel like that's a good bet to if you wanted to be a little bit more aggressive on. I know it's a prop. And then this is just a bet because I'm just going to continue on beating this drum. This is outside of this game. So everyone will be aware and already know of that Montreal fired their coach, Claude Julien, and assistant coach, Kirk Muller. And now there's other assistant coach, someone, can't remember his name, something Lucky Charms, Ducharme, whatever. He's the head coach. I always find teams just kind of like go on a minor heater, have a little bit of a bump after a big change like that. So I'm also going to be betting on a non-Oiler game, which is very rare for me, Montreal to beat Winnipeg tonight.
I'm just happy the Oilers aren't playing Montreal tonight.
Yeah, very, very fortuitous for us. Like they'll be tough competition. So whatever happens in that game, I know Montreal will probably be coming to play hard.
On Facebook here, I know that Cody sent a hammer emoji. Cody, I hope that means that you're going to be betting on Jujar to score tonight. Tegan says Holtby should have went to Edmonton. Holtby made it clear when he was entering free agency.
No, that was a bullet dodge.
He said no. He said he didn't. Well, Holtby straight up said he didn't want to come to Edmonton.
Yeah, good. You don't want him.
Yeah, he said he didn't want the pressure. He said he didn't
well, he's going to Vancouver and not playing that good, so he's feeling pressure. Don't worry.
Okay, if I was looking at bets tonight, I'm going to absolutely tail bag milk. I think Tyson Barrie gets on the score sheet tonight. Plus 530, that's a great value for your number one power play quarterback. Jay, any final thoughts before tonight's second half of a back-to-back in the reverse retro series against the Canucks?
Honestly, everyone, let's drink this all in. Like, look at where the Oilers have come from 3-6 when we were just like, what the hell is going on?
Yep.
This is not the team that they're supposed to be on paper. And it was driving us all crazy.
Yep.
And, they've all the elements have kind of collectively figured themselves out. And now we're becoming the Oilers of who we all thought they would be this season. And let's, sit for a moment and be grateful and really take it in because, man, is it awesome. Like, every other night for the last, 5 weeks, we've been going home, turning on the TV, and have just been wildly entertained and mostly going to bed buzzing because of an Oilers victory. It's been so good. And I just want to, it's surreal for me. And that's why I'm just talking this out with everyone because we're not used to this, right? So this is so good to see. I'm very proud of the squad, very loving everything that we're kind of seeing. Really feel like the team is really kind of gelling and playing for each other. And that's how you come back from a 3-0 deficit is these guys are playing for one another, so they're in the zone right now. So looking forward to going home again tonight, firing on the TV, and being entertained again.
I think something that Oilers fans, and especially me, have fallen victim to in the last few years is that even in the midst of the fact that we're the hottest team in the NHL right now, it's so easy to just look at the big question marks, what happens at the deadline, and what happens when Ethan Barrie's healthy. Let's just I'll admit it, I'm bad at this too. Let's just enjoy this.
Yeah. Well,
the Oilers are unbelievable.
The last 15 years has been tough. And, we're carrying that baggage. We still got this giant bag, that we carry, this handbag we carry on.
The DOD.
The DOD, the +2 or 3 that we carry on. And so, we're right. That's just wired into our DNA right now to think like that.
Yep.
So we need to try to pull ourselves out and just be like, holy shit, this is unbelievable. So take it all in. And, I'm really looking forward to tonight. I'm really looking forward to going down to Toronto because that's statement shit. So Toronto being number 1, Edmonton now climbing the ladder. We've been tough competition for them already, and I just can't wait to see how we match up.
Toronto first in the North, 32 points. Edmonton currently second in the North with 26 points. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Oilers looking for the sweep in the second half of the back-to-back series against the Canucks, Game 2 of the Reverse Retro Series. Enjoy tonight's game, bet responsibly, and we will see you on Saturday when the Edmonton Oilers take on the Toronto Maple Leafs.